Welcome. My name is Jerry Sunarine, and today's lesson will look at how can we use the side lengths of polygons to determine their perimeter. This lesson today will be focusing on perimeter, and as the educator, it's important to provide the definition for students, a visual or multiple visuals that can help students differentiate different types of perimeters, as well as connecting perimeter in real life situations. So some examples we use perimeter are fencing. So when we're developing a garden, like in this diagram here, we can think about different ways that fencing plays when we're dealing with perimeter. Decoration, this could be any type of decoration, such as making a quilt, doing any type of embroidery, as well as a field. So are we working with a soccer field, football field, and so on? When we use this, we can definitely use opportunities to get to know our students, and based on their interests, we can develop that information in developing math word problems. Now we're going to get into our launch. The first question here is Angela measures the side of of a square napkin with her ruler. Each side measures 6 inches. Angela says the perimeter of the napkin is 24 inches. And on the next slide, we're going to provide a sample response of a clear answer with an explanation. So here are an example. So is Angela correct? Yes. When you add up the values around the square, 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 equals 24. The perimeter of the napkin is 24 inches. How do you know? We know the perimeter is 24 inches because the length of each side is given 6 inches. When you add up all the sides, you get 24 inches. In both responses, we have a clear answer and an explanation. Now we're going to get into some sample questions we can provide our students. So in these examples, we can talk about find the perimeter of each shape. Simple instructions. So here I provided the lengths of each of the sides and some guidance around here. So perimeter is equal to, and I provided some spaces so that we can have students take the information from the problem and put it here so that they can develop their answer. We want students to know that they're adding up all the sides, hence the addition sign. In addition, we do the same thing with this polygon here. And what we can have students, we can ask students different questions such as what do you notice about each of the sides? Can they identify the polygon? And other important facts. Here we can look at some sample responses and notice how we can introduce regular polygons. All sides and angles are the same. We want to encourage students to count the sides of the polygon. This can help with them to find the perimeter. So here is just an explanation. We can have students put the information in the boxes below, and we result in getting 12 centimeters for the perimeter of this quadrilateral. Do the same thing over here. We know that the perimeter for each of the sides are 4 centimeters, and there are 6 sides. We can have students determine what type of polygon we're working with, and because they're all the same side, we want to encourage them to understand that these two examples are regular polygons, giving us an answer of 24 centimeters. We're going to look at another problem. Here, find the perimeter of each shape. So here we notice that in these two examples, these are two examples that are not regular polygons. So we want them to understand that now we want them to still add up each one by one and do the same thing for here. When finding the polygon, the perimeter of each of these polygons, we can have them locate each of the sides, put them down here in this space, and add up the values. Here in this this quadrilateral, this four-sided figure, we have 22 centimeters. Over here, we have a triangle, and the perimeter here, when we add up all three sides, is 21 centimeters. When teaching this content, depending on the level of students, this might be sufficient enough. However, we can definitely ask more additional questions to challenge students as well as to connect this content to previous units learned. So we can ask which figure has a larger perimeter. We can ask this question before or after they answer the question as a prediction. And we can also change up the numbers. We can ask students, what happens if we change a certain value, larger or smaller? Would we expect the perimeter to increase or decrease? So these are all tools and follow-up questions we can ask our students. And lastly, we're going to go into summarization. To summarize, how can we use the side lengths of polygons to determine their perimeter? So here we can think about when we know the side lengths of a polygon, we can add up all the values of each side to find the perimeter. Here's an example that demonstrates this. So hopefully this was helpful for you to teach our students that may have challenges with this, and hopefully you found this valuable. Have a great day.